This is the Investor Connect podcast series with Hal Martin of the 10 Capital Group, episode number 30, an interview with David Wieland of the Irish Angels. In this episode, Hal Martin is interviewing David Wieland of the Irish Angels. Now, this is not affiliated with any kind of geographic location or national designation. It's basically a description that relates to the University of Notre Dame. So it's affiliated with the university, but the key concept here that you'll see is that this network is outside of Notre Dame as a university. Now, you may wonder, how can success be obtained without the direct financial relationship with the university, especially if they're affiliated with it? What then are the factors for success with only a distant relationship with the university? This is explained in great detail by David. Also, Hal Martin then asks about very successful programs for feedback and reporting from the firms that they are dealing with. Well, in this case, you're going to listen to how the Irish Angels came to be, what their success factors were, and how being affiliated with the university gives them the best of both worlds. And then you'll be able to understand the growth factors for this network. So let's listen into this interview as Hal Martin speaks with David Wieland of the Irish Angels. Let's listen in.
Thank you for joining us here, David, at the Investor Connect. I'd like to talk with you about the Irish Angels. I understand you're taking over the group at this point, but maybe you can tell us more about the background of Irish Angels. When we started the Baylor Angel Network, that was one of the groups we looked at as a good model for a university-based angel network. What can you tell us about the group?
Yeah, well, first want to set the record straight. I'm definitely not taking it over. I am acting as chairman today, but really just consider myself an active member and a co-founder of the latest version of Irish Angels. And just a little bit of brief history, and I won't go into too much detail, but the Irish Angels was really started back in the late 90s or maybe early 2000s. I think it was the late 90s. And it was really run under the university, overseen by the university, and had a lot of volunteer members who were both part of the university and sort of outside of the University of Notre Dame. And I think it was run mostly as a nice group to make some investments. There was definitely a mentorship angle to it, and that was pretty effective for many years. There was some interest in doing some different style of deals, and some people within the organization, Teresa Sedlak as an example, who is a leader in the group for a long time. And I think you know her, right, Hal? Teresa?
Yeah, when we looked at the Baylor Angel Network forming it, we were talking to Teresa, and she gave us good advice and feedback on running an angel network out of a university, because it does have some different dynamics.
Yeah. And she was really a driving force and just a ball of energy. And I think she just decided she wanted to do some of those things. So we were without some leadership for a little while there. And a few of us just got together and said, hey, we should think about bringing this outside of the university, create an affiliated but separate group, and bring some people together and make some serious investments. So that's what we did. We had about 40 members at the old Irish Angels, the previous Irish Angels network, and we met about once a year. We'd make a few investments here and there. But now we are, again, outside the university. It is a private group. We have about 180 members. We've deployed about $15 million in capital across 25 companies. And we're headquartered in Chicago, not at Notre Dame. The majority of our members are in the Chicagoland area, but probably about 40% are coming in from all over the country and world.
And you mentioned the fund. I found when we did the Baylor Angel Network that the fund got a lot of interest, and it was a key element to the program. Where do you see the fund in the Irish Angels? What position does it take?
Yeah, so we do not have a fund as of today. We're about to launch a fund. The way we're set up is it's considered a traditional angel network, but we have full-time people, Gail Bowman, Caitlin Doyle, and a couple others who help manage our deal flow. And through them and with the help of, we will present the 3 or 4 best deals each quarter to our members in person here in Chicago. And then people basically raise their hand and say, I am interested in investing in this company. And then it's the individual member's choice to invest or not. There's no funds, there's no commitment, so on and so forth. You have to pay an annual fee, but that's it. And one thing that's also unique, I believe unique about our group, is that we go to great lengths to do most of the diligence and the work around finding the opportunities and vetting the opportunities prior to our quarterly meetings, so that when the meeting happens, we're really taking advantage of that momentum and the deal doesn't go to die in diligence post-meeting. So really by the time these companies are presented to the group, they're ready to go. The company is ready for the investment. We know pretty much what our allocation is going to be, and really it's just a raise of hands at the meeting to determine whether or not we will invest and how much. I was going to say, and after that we can fund very, very quickly.
But more and more entrepreneurs want to see the funding cycle speed up because business is speeding up. So if you have the due diligence done in front, you're in a good position to do that. You moved it outside the university. What advantages did you find in doing that? What new freedoms did that give you?
And I think we still focus primarily on Notre Dame affiliated investments. So what that means essentially is that the group has to have some sort of Notre Dame DNA, whether that's a founder, early investor, board member, so on and so forth. So, but that was our choice to do. It wasn't something we had to do. Whereas the Notre Dame Angel Group, we were really only looking at student and alumni run companies, and they all came through the university. There was no, hey, we're getting pitched by an outside company. These were literally going to the university, and the university was relaying them to us. The other advantages I feel like we've seen, we just are able to kind of do things a little bit quicker. We don't have to run it up the chain of command to make sure that it's following the guidelines, and we can spend money where we need to. We can charge membership dues where we need to, and run as a small company versus a large organization.
So you're finding you're getting more deal flow or better deal flow when you open it up in that direction?
Absolutely. No question about it. And also when we were writing, we started writing checks. That's the best way to get deal flow is to earn a reputation for, deploying capital.
So going from 40 members to over 100 in a jump like that, what drove the change in membership? Is it the move to Chicago? Is it the new deal flow, or all of the above? That's a big jump there.
Yeah, 40 to 180 is no small move, but I think it was a combination of a few things. One, we actively sought out members, and to get people excited, I think the main drivers are, hey, we are a professional investment group. We have some very serious people behind the group. Our entire board is made up of extremely successful entrepreneurs and just great people. And I think, if you're looking to be exposed to this kind of asset, then this is a great way to either get started or sort of supplement what you're doing today. So we had no problem signing up members.
Okay. So what role does the university play at this point in the program? Are they, supporting it or referring people to you at this point? Is that the level of support you get at this point?
Yeah. I am probably not the best person to speak to the details of university support. We're very friendly with them. And, of course, they're supporting our activities. We're very clear to say we're not sanctioned by the university or supported by them financially in any way. But, it's beneficial, and it's one of the reasons we got excited about actually spinning this out of the university is because we feel like it's beneficial for the entire entrepreneurial ecosystem of the university if we exist, right? If we're that funding source and an alumni. And, we will have some successes here shortly. This is a great story to tell them. It's a great marketing angle for new students and new entrepreneurs and so on and so forth. So it's just a nice way to bolster the entrepreneurial ecosystem, and we're happy to be a part of it.
Well, now that you've launched outside the university, where do you see it going in the future? What projects or goals do you see coming up in the near future for you guys?
Yeah, like I said, we're launching a $15 million fund. It'll be our first fund. The fund really is designed to overcome some of the limitations we have with the group. The two main ones being timing and kind of an uncertainty around the amount that we can, the size of the check that we can write. So, there have been a few situations where, hey, we have been allocated $700,000 or something as an example. And when it came to the group, whether the entrepreneur was having a bad day or whatever, he or she just did not pitch that well, we might only get $200,000 of interest. And we're not going to do that deal when, maybe the management thinks this is a great deal and we really should be doing it. We would have the ability at that point to fund it through the fund. Also, there have been situations where we've had to walk away from really spectacular deals purely because, they just didn't fit in our quarterly pitch cycle, right? And we just want to avoid that.
So for the fund, what do you envision as a screening process? Are you putting a team together, or does the membership get to vote, or what do you think that might look like?
So it will be run by Gail, who's our current managing director for Irish Angels, and Caitlin will take over her role as managing director of the Irish Angels Network, the Angel Network. Gail will run the fund, and then I'm on the board of both. I will be on the board of the fund with, I think it's 5 other board members, and then we'll all serve as part of the investment committee as well. In terms of deal flow, I imagine we'll be looking for similar deals, probably slightly later stage, but also looking to partner with other VCs more as well to co-invest.
So where do you find most of your deal flow? If it's not coming through the university system, it must be coming through the alumni network or just over the transom. Where do you see the deals coming from?
Yeah. We see a lot of deals referred from our current network, so our current angel investors. At least once a quarter, we're looking at a deal that's been brought from one of our members who's either a member of his or her local angel network, or they're just like, we have a lot of guys who are involved in a lot of guys and gals involved in a lot of things, and we're pretty good about bringing those things to the group. So there's a lot of deal flow from our membership. Again, there's a lot of inbound because even though we've only been doing this for about 4 years, we are the largest from a membership perspective in the Midwest, and we're a fairly reliable source of capital. And if you're an entrepreneur, you should be looking at us if you meet the criteria.
What's the criteria? What are you guys looking for, either in the fund or the deal flow? What's the base you look for?
Yeah, so again, the Notre Dame DNA aspect is probably the most limiting factor. Beyond that, we're definitely looking for seed stage, Series A, pre-Series A typically. Our sweet spot really is you've got the team built, you've got the product built, and there's some traction, whether that's a significant number of users or some revenue. And then, it's just we've gotten a feel for what our membership likes. We like great businesses with the potential to 100x our returns, but we also don't mind a mixture of just solid businesses where we believe we could get 5 times our money back in 5 years, right?
So once you invest, is somebody on the Irish Angels on the board, or how do you follow up these deals after you make the investment to stay in touch with them?
Yeah, that is one of the things I'm most proud of. If we lead a deal, and we don't lead most of our deals, but we do lead probably about a third of them. If we lead the deal, we require a board seat. If we don't, we will ask for one if it's, I don't remember what the threshold is, but it's maybe like $750,000 will ask for a board seat. And sometimes just offered to us because they understand the value of the angel network. I want to take advantage of that. But one of the things I was saying I'm most proud of is that we have a really great reporting function. Almost all of our portfolio companies report back to us, which is way better than average. And it's just pretty systematic. We have a very systematic approach to gathering the numbers, reporting back the numbers to the investors, and the team does a really excellent job at that.
Great. Well, that sounds fantastic. Sounds like you got a great system there, and it's always a winner for the university when the alumni get to connect back into the other alumni in one way or the other, strengthening the university itself. And then as a student of Notre Dame, they know when they graduate, they're graduating into an angel network, entrepreneur network program, as opposed to just graduating out of the university. And so that's always a plus as well.
Absolutely.
Any other advantages?
You mean of just the university affiliated network or angel network?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you kind of touched on it a little bit there, but, it's one of the things I don't think I appreciated enough when we got started, and that is, but I have come to appreciate very much over the last few years, and that is just this affiliation and this sort of familial nature of the network. And as members of the Notre Dame community and family, we do try to take care of one another, and people at least think twice before making unscrupulous decisions, as an example, right? Because these are people that are going to be in their network probably for the rest of their life. It's been interesting to watch it sort of unfold, and certainly I think it's something that you won't find on Angel List, right? Especially on places like Angel List, where you have thousands of anonymous people that invest in your company. It's great to get the money quickly, but do you feel a lot of allegiance to those folks? Probably not, right? So it's one of the things that we feel pretty strongly about, and it's one of the reasons that we've decided to continue to focus on the Notre Dame DNA within each of our investments.
Well, that's a good point. If you're raising money from family and your network versus people you don't know, it's going to be a very different, dialogue and interaction afterwards, and of course, a much better return for the family and the network than for people you don't know as well. So that works well, and that's probably, I guess, why you get such good follow-up reports and feedback reports from your portfolio companies, is at some level they're part of the network already, and so
yes,
they hold themselves accountable as well without us having to do it, so to speak. So that's a great advantage.
It really is, and I think our portfolio is doing really well as well, and I'm sure you can agree with this based on your experience, that when a company is doing well, reporting is usually not a problem, right? It's when they're not doing so well, that reporting certainly is at least slower than usual.
Well, it sounds like if they need help, they can get help from the network. They come back, they ask for help, and they probably get it at some level because they are part of the network at some level.
Yeah, that we try our best to do that. I mean, everybody's busy, and I'll be the first to say that that's an area that we would like to improve on, is just saying, hey, listen, we've got this wealth of resources, these 180, quite successful people who all have specialties in one way or the other, and wouldn't it be great to figure out a system where we incented those folks to be able to jump in and help when needed, right? Because right now it's mostly on a volunteer basis. It's not like they get paid anything extra to just jump in and help, right? Typically, I mean, there are some special circumstances where that's not the case, but.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on putting a good relaunch to the program there with your team, and congratulations on taking it to the next level. It certainly sounds like it's growing very well and something everybody in the organization can be proud of, in the university and in the alumni associations.
Thank you very much.
Cool. And thanks for joining us. Is there anything else you wanted to add at this point?
No, I don't think so. Thanks, Hall. I appreciate the time.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
All right. Take care.